So welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to my Joyful Living Welcome to my Joyful Living Kitchen. I'm Kathryn Chess, and I'm your nutritionist and Joyful Living coach. And I smiled so big that I flubbed my words. So too much fun. Tonight we're going to have a lot of fun, and we're really going to take a mindful approach to not only balancing your body and getting your body in shape, but really to your life. We have a really, really powerful exercise for you tonight that's going to change things. And then we're going to have a Q&A period that I think you'll really enjoy, because anything you're wondering about, anything you have questions about, you've got us to answer your questions. So really super excited. But before we get started, I want to show you my newfound discovery, and you're going to get a recipe for this. This is, even though some of you on the phone can't see it, this is cucumber juice. So I have ditched my celery juice that I used to drink every single morning. And sometimes I still drink celery juice, okay? But cucumber juice is so good. And Christina, this is fabulous for you. It's so good for hormonal symptoms. And I personally don't like juicers, okay? Juicers drive me crazy. So, because you have to clean them out, and I used to have to get a toothpick and clean all those little nooks and crannies. So instead of a juicer, I just blend it in my high-speed blender, and then I strain it through a fine mesh strainer into a bowl and pour it into my glass, and you've got cucumber juice. And cucumber juice is great for inflammation. It helps to detoxify you. This might be a little too much information, but I'm going to give it to you anyway because it's kind of funny too. So I eat super clean. I, eat 7 to 10 cups of vegetables every day. I eat my raw probiotic sauerkraut. I'm doing a lot of things to heal my microbiome. I exercise regularly, and I keep a pretty positive attitude. And so I never had to wear any deodorant because I didn't have very many toxins. I cleaned out my body of all the toxins and cleaned out my liver. Well, when I started drinking cucumber juice, probably about a month ago, because I wanted to test it before I gave it to you, I had to borrow my husband's deodorant, okay? It wasn't pretty. And that just shows that more and more toxins are coming out of your body because your skin is your largest organ, and everything was detoxifying out of my body. And it wasn't just because it was hot outside. So I invite you to try cucumber juice on, and I'll give you the recipe. You can also mix some apple with it, some lemon with it, some ginger with it, just to help you amp up your healing. We heal from the inside out. And if you don't have a high-speed blender, you can do it with a regular blender, but it's much more effective with a high-speed blender. So, Christina, do you have a high-speed blender?
Not at the moment.
Okay, yeah. Or like a magic bullet or anything to blend something really heartily.
Yeah, I have the bullet.
Oh, great. You can use your bullet for your cucumbers. So I invite you to try it on because it can really help, among other things, help balance your hormones. So, Christina, I would love for you to share just a little bit about what's been going on for you. I know when you texted, so I want to clarify something. When you texted, you said, I really don't have that much to share. Well, that's not true. Even if whatever you've done, it's progress, not perfection. And so I would love you to share a success, a challenge. Let us know what's going on with you.
Well, I have eaten less chips, and I've tried to. My daughter and I have gone to the store, and we've gotten more of the vegetable trays so that we have that in the house.
That's phenomenal. It's a great step towards eating less chips, okay? What are your favorite chips? I know mine used to be Doritos.
Right. I love Doritos. Cool Ranch.
Yeah. So I have a really good recipe that I can send you for kale chips. And you mix them with cashews, and they taste so much like Doritos. You mix them with cashews and nutritional yeast. And I invite you to try that on this week when you're thinking about your chips. Is there another chip that you totally love?
That's usually the one I'll probably go towards.
We're on the same page. I used to be so there, and now I wouldn't touch one, but that's no judgment, okay? It's progress, not perfection. So thanks for being so candid, because when you are, that's when you can heal. And this is all about crowding things out, really, really crowding foods out. When you're eating chips all the time, what can you eat instead that is more nutritious, healthier, and delicious? Because if it's bland, boring pond scum, we know that you won't eat it, right? Or maybe you'll eat it for a week, but it's not going to be sustainable. Would you agree, Christina?
That's true.
Yeah, yeah. So it's all about making healthy foods taste delicious. You've gotten a lot of recipes. Have you tried anything?
I have not.
Okay, yeah. And so later in the call, we'll talk about your goal, but I want to start with what really helps you to get from where you are to where you want to be. Because sure, foods are great. Foods are spectacular. And the more healthy food you're eating, you're going to heal the hormonal symptoms, aches and pains in your body, any illnesses, disease. We can heal our bodies with our fork. And with that said, it's really about the mind. Your mind plays tricks on you. So when we listen to our brain says, feed me Doritos. But if you listen to your body, and we talked a little bit more about that, when you listen to your body says, please, please, feed me healthy foods. And as we age, our guts get older, they start to leak, the tight junctions in your gut, they're like this, they're really solid when you're younger. And the acid in your stomach is at about a 1.5 pH. But what happens is, as we age and we're eating foods that aren't great, we're totally stressed, we're totally worried all the time, that creates more acid in your body. And you've already got a lot of acid in your stomach. Those tight junctions, they open up, and the acid leaks into your blood system and creates disease. Because to be alkaline and be at a great pH level, and we can talk more about that, that's when your body feels really good, everything's working smooth as silk. But when your pH level is more acidic, and worry is one of the largest things that bring on acid. So I don't know how many of you out there worry a lot about what's going to happen. In this class, we're going to teach you how to not worry about it. And you get more of that in my big, large program, 3 Months to Thrive. But we're going to go over a little bit of it. But tonight, we're going to look at the main things that you may or may not need to improve. So I'm going to start by sharing my screen with you, because I believe that when we look at things one at a time, and Christina, you can't see this, so I'm going to share everything. I'll read it off, but I'm going to share my screen. Just a second. And so everybody on the recording will be able to hear it. Oops, there we go. Got it. So this is, you have a physical and an emotional wheel of life. Under the physical wheel, I want you to think about what it is that you need to improve, or what you really want to improve. So what's the number one thing, as I go through these symptoms, that you want to improve? The first one is the feeling of overall health. And Penelope, can you see the screen?
Yes, it's great.
Okay, great, great, great. So the feeling of overall health, think if that's something you want to improve. The next thing is sugar, caffeine, and alcohol intake. Third thing is your body weight. Do you want to increase or reduce some body weight? What about your digestion? Does your digestion need to improve? Do you have acid reflux, GERD, or pains in your gut? Do you want to improve your exercise? So just keep thinking about what's the number one priority thing, because we're going to do an exercise tonight around the number one thing that you'd like to improve. Next thing is memory. Next is sleep, your energy levels, and we started with the feeling of overall health. So is it something on that physical wheel, or maybe there's something else that you are choosing to improve? But I want you to think about the number one thing. But so often emotions can really create ill health. So let's look at the emotional wheel. So emotions could be stable moods, low anxiety. That's the good piece of emotions. Little or no fear, ability to handle stress, your low anger. Like, are you angry? Are you resentful a lot? Or is that a high or a low? And then the next thing is your joy. Now, this is so funny because I didn't realize this in menopause, and Christiana Northrup, who wrote Women's Bodies, Women's Wisdom, she talks a lot about this, how you can be eating perfectly. And I have clients with medical charts 3 inches thick that are still having symptoms. But when we increase their joy, their pleasure, they start speaking their truth and doing more for them and not so much for everybody else, those symptoms totally improve. The last one is the feeling of self-worth and respect and self-confidence. And just the feeling of being in control. So that's everything on the physical wheel of life. I'd like you to pick one thing, physical and the emotional wheel of life. I'd like you to pick one thing. Think of the top number one thing. And then you can see on this scale, and those of you on the phone can't see it, but you can see they're on a rating from 1 to 10, or I'm sorry, my other chart has 1 to 10. This one's 1 to 8. So I want you to think about where you are with that one thing you want to improve, with 8 being the most crazy or the most imbalanced, and 1 is totally calm as a cucumber, feeling really, really good about it, feeling delicious about that area in your life. So get that one little piece in your head and just think about what it is. And I want you to bring that feeling to your heart. So breathe and imagine that your breath, like a laser beam, is going down your front body and letting it circle in your heart and mixing it to improve that. And I know this sounds funny, but really your heart, the heart and love are the biggest antidote for everything in your life. So when you bring it to your heart, you're going to notice that you just feel a little more calm, a little more centered. You're not as frustrated about that one thing. So Christina, you're the newbie. I don't want to pick on you, but what's the one thing that you really feel like you want to improve the most?
I think just my general even keel on my hormones, just feeling calmer.
Got it.
Overall.
Is there anything else in your life that kind of stands out for you that you'd like to heal?
I probably would like to improve the exercise.
Got it. So exercise, anything with your diet?
Yeah, definitely. Would like to be able to just eat, like you said, more vegetables.
Got it. What's your biggest challenge with your diet?
My biggest challenge with my diet, it's probably not feeling like I'm a good cook.
Oh my goodness. So for everybody, this hopefully it gets out next week. I think it will. It's almost finished. We have an amazing series. It's called Vibrant Veggies, and it's 27 different vegetable recipes that are so amazingly delicious. They make your mouth water, and they're going to make your mouth pop. They're going to make you really want to eat vegetables. So stay tuned for that, and you'll see it in the emails. So watch for that. So we're going to do.
Great.
Yeah, it's so good. Oh my God, these are my favorite vegetable recipes that I've put into it, and they're really, really good. So, okay, I'm going to stop sharing. Oops. I'm going to take the chart off, and then we got some more people. Hi there. Tracy, how are you? So good to see you. How much of that did you catch?
I think I didn't get the explanation of all the wheels, but I was reading them.
Oh, good. So what are your main challenges, and like the very top number one?
Well, if you ask me this week what you are, it's my anxiety.
Okay.
I think that through all of this in the past couple months, about once a month, my anxiety is through the roof, and it's just me. I know I can't take on the world, but like there are so many things happening in the world around me and all of us that I just can't shut it off and get to a peaceful place. And about once a month, yesterday was a breaking point for me. I was pretty emotional, and I have a very dear friend who I know we're supposed to be sheltering in place, but I trust very much. And she took my kids so I could have some time to myself.
Yay.
And which was, I mean, I called my mom and cried my eyes out, called my husband and cried my eyes out just from everything. But I didn't want to go home and just be in a quiet house either, you know. So I actually
welcome.
Sorry.
Apologies necessary.
I actually drove to Whole Foods because I wanted some fresh, organic, quality produce. And so I spent probably over an hour in Whole Foods, and, you know, just because I didn't want to sit in my thoughts either, you know, in peace and quiet. I just wanted to, you know, so I would say if you asked me today, it would be definitely anxiety. Big picture, I'd say like overall health, you know,
Okay.
feeling healthy. And so
let's talk about anxiety, because, you know, I don't know if you know this, I am an acupressurist as well as a nutritionist. So I study Chinese medicine, and there are really wonderful points right here on your front body for anxiety, because anxiety is a kidney issue. It sounds weird, but it's the kidneys. They sit right back here right in your back, and the kidneys right at your low back, for those of you on the phone, and they sit right at your low back, and they have two main functions. Number one is to absorb stress, and so when you have extra stress, as anxiety levels, they raise. The second is to balance your liquids and to process all of your liquids. And we could get into adrenals, but you have two little beautiful glands that sit on top of the kidneys. And the kidneys send all of the energy that they can't handle to these glands. And those are your adrenals. And your adrenals are your main gland to produce cortisol. And cortisol is your main stress hormone. And when you have too much cortisol is the bully hormone. So if you're experiencing a lot of stress and you're not eating properly, the cortisol gets stuck in the cell, and none of the other hormones can go in. So it's not like you're not producing the other hormones. It's that cortisol won't let anything else in, especially when you have high cortisol. So it's a matter of balancing it all. So I'm just gonna show all of you, it's about getting present too. And it's about, you said you don't wanna feel those feelings. You don't wanna, you just want to get out of your head. So I'm happy that you did that, because you have a coping mechanism. And sometimes when we just experience our feelings like a wave, think of the ocean and think about big waves coming. If you jump into the wave, dive into the wave, do you come out with calm on the other side? Like the waves are coming and you just dive into it. Have you ever done body surfing?
No.
Okay, so I'll give you the cliff notes, okay? When you dive into the wave, when you get on the other side, it's calm. So that's what happens with your emotions. So I want you to pretend you're anxious. And there are these wonderful acupressure points, and I'm just going to show them to you. They're kidney points. And just go right below your collarbone. For those of you on the phone, you can play along, and I'm happy to show you on a Zoom call or a phone call later, or you can watch the recap and you can see where they are. So your collarbone is right, perfect, Christina, that your collarbone is right here, right on the collar, right? So if you just come down from your ears and you trace down from your ears, come all the way down past your throat, you'll hit a bone that goes horizontal, and that's your collarbone. And then if you go to the center of your body and you get to your breastbone or your sternum, there's your breastbone. But I want you to come right underneath that collarbone. Right underneath that collarbone are two little divots or indentations. Do you feel those?
Yeah.
Those little divots are kidney 27, and they're on both sides. So kidney 27 is your best place to calm anxiety. But there's a bonus place. You can take the rest of the fingers, so you have, say, the finger right next to your thumb is right in those indentations, and you can take the rest of your fingers and place them right in between the breasts. This spot is called the Sea of Tranquility. Isn't that wonderful? It's channel vessel 17. This channel goes right down your front body. So I just want you to hold that and breathe up and down this channel. And think about the anxiety you had, or anybody else. Think about that one thing. Barbara, we were talking about what one thing is it that you want to change in your life? What one thing, we showed a whole chart, so you'll have to listen to the recap at the beginning to see what one thing you want to change. But think about that one thing, holding these points. And for those of you on the phone calls that can't see us, you can hold right between your breasts and just play along and breathe down this central channel. So let your breath go all the way down to the bottom of your toes, up to the top of your head, and breathe back and forth and hold these spots. And what you're going to find is you're probably going to experience a little more relaxation. You're also going to experience a little more calm. And you're diving into those feelings instead of avoiding those feelings. Because when you actually face your feelings, believe it or not, they aren't as daunting. They disappear. But we have to breathe into them. Breathing helps everything in your life. So I'm just going to leave you here for a minute, for about 30 seconds. And I want you, I'm going to stop talking, close your eyes, and breathe into that area. Notice what's happening in your body. Are you feeling a little calmer? Take a big deep breath in. And let it all out with a big sigh. Take out your hands. And just with one or two words, you can unmute yourself. Oh, good. Everybody's unmuted. Tell me how you feel now as opposed to when you started the call. Did it change?
Mm-hmm.
What happened, Barbara?
I was feeling a little anxious because I was late to the call. So, I mean, it just kind of took that all, relaxed it all. But I also wonder, it's like it's sore. I mean, is it supposed to be sore?
No.
Oh, okay. So I'm pushing too hard.
No. When it's sore, your kidneys are imbalanced.
Wow.
So it's a kidney imbalance. And so there's a whole lot, your favorite, cranberry juice. There's a whole lot of other things. But I also announced cucumber juice, and I'm going to give you the recipe because it's really, really good for kidneys and for your liver and reducing worry. Kidneys are the main absorber of worry. So when worry and stress and anxiety come up, the kidneys get imbalanced just from the emotion and not necessarily from the food. So you can heal your kidneys just by kind of meditating all throughout the day. Yeah. So Barbara, everyone else said what their number one thing is, and I know you didn't see the chart, but if you could change one thing right here today and for your ideal body, your ideal life, what would that one thing be?
It's still making myself a priority. That's still my challenge. And right now, stress with work. I'd love to, but you know, something interesting I learned from you, because stress like comes in my neck, it comes different places. And one thing that you had always said was, you know, close your eyes. You know, I didn't remember pressure points, but I remember closing my eyes, and you kept saying, you know, send love to that part of your body. And I've done that so much this last week because it had been stressful. And it is amazing how when you really visually send love to that part of your body, it just kind of dissolves. I even did it. I had a cramp in my leg in bed, and I'm like, and my foot, and I'm like, I love you, foot. It sounds crazy, but
it worked.
But it went away. I mean, I didn't have to get out of bed and stand up and walk or anything. So
it's so awesome. So I want to show you, I'm just going to grab these out of the drawer. Couple things that for anxiety, and I can give you links to these. So hopefully you guys like tea. I have my hands full here, but it's good. I can just grab them. This is the best part about working in my kitchen. So Tulsi tea, it's called holy basil. Tulsi tea, it is the balm for anxiety. But then when you combine it with lemon balm and for your hormones, it's amazing. You have to drink a lot, probably 3 or 4 cups, 8-ounce cups a day. But lemon balm, Tulsi tea, and then the other one, because thyroid really affects your anxiety, this is anise. It's a very mild form of licorice. Excuse this, it's been opened. And then the last one, if you have aches and pains or any neuropathy and brain fog, rosemary tea is great for this. So we'll include these in the recap. So kind of a little shot, but I love, you know, my favorite thing is love, and sending love to everything in your life, anything that's wrong or not working. I even do it with my husband, because you can imagine we're both working from home, and you get on each other's nerves sometimes. And I just, even though I love him, I have to remember that, you know, that he's wonderful and he's willing to help, but we get on each other's nerves. So I just breathe that love in and out of my heart, and it changes the energy around both of us, and it changes our lives. It's super cool. So try that on. Love, and we get a lot more into sending love in 3 months to thrive, the big program. But this program, we definitely can do more of that. So I want to take you all on a meditation, and I want you to think about your ideal body and your ideal life. We talk about that a lot in the Eat Your Way to Healthy program, but a lot of you have been asking me, I get it, but I really can't see that for myself. So this meditation is amazing to really get you to a new place where you can really visualize, because so you may be thinking, yeah, right. If you visualize your life, that's as simple as it is. Really, that's not how it works. Well, my story is, and some of you know this, but please humor me, I visualized I was in a very high-powered sales job. I was breadwinner for the house. I had a very active son, and he was terrific. But you can imagine, I was running the whole house. I did all the gardening, all the cleaning, and led an active social life and my job. I'm stressed to the nines, right? So I knew I needed to get out of it, and I knew I wanted to do something I loved, loved, loved. And so I started seeing myself differently. And every morning I would do an exercise very, very similar to the one you're going to learn today. And this is so fun. So that wonderful job laid me off with severance and unemployment for almost 2 years. That's in 2008 when unemployment was for a long time. And who knows, it might be now too, right? But then I got married, so my bills went in half. And I'd already started my degree to be a nutritionist. So I just finished it up and started coaching. And it's been a wonderful 10 years since I started. That's how this works. And it's the universe. We don't have to do this alone, or whatever your spiritual power is. There is a benevolent universe that will help create miracles and magic in your life. So just humor me. If this isn't something you believe in, play along and notice what happens, because you can create magic and miracles in your life. So let's get started. We're going to go through a great guided meditation. So just get comfortable in your seat. And I've just really been thinking about you and your progress. And I do it with such delight because you all are amazing. So I really want to help you connect with your vision. And so we know that your healthy living journey, when you're successful, it's full of thrills and joy. And when it's not, hey, it can be daunting, right? So let's get you in your sensational success. Because this exercise, it skyrocketed me to higher success. But you got to do it with your higher power. Even if that's a doorknob. And you have to see that visual all throughout the day. It's not like it's a once and done in the morning. Okay, I meditated, I'm done. So let's even go deeper with this and really feel a connection to your vision. So closing your eyes, knowing that you don't have to do this alone. Connecting to spirit, taking a nice deep breath in, breathing down that central channel. Get connected with source, with spirit, with the universe. Just breathe from above your head. Bring your breath down to your toes slowly. Let it move through your body, feeling your inner connection. Feeling this inner connection, get connected with your inner guidance. And now take 5 deep breaths. So just do this as I talk. And say to yourself, galore, galore. I have everything I need and so much more. Galore, galore. I have everything I need and so much more. One more time. Keep breathing. Feel it in your body. Remember the vision for yourself. What is your vision? Maybe sometimes it's hard to do with everything you want to create. So with that one thing that you saw on the chart that you want to create for yourself, remember that vision. Call to mind whatever it is. Healing an illness, releasing weight. What is your vision? Maybe you just want life to be easier. What's your dream? Get it in your head. Call it to mind. Think of your number one goal. What's the number one goal that you haven't manifested yet? Really see it in your head. The one that you're looking for universal guidance for and assistance. You know, you might even have fears around it. Just breathe and know that it can be done. Something that you haven't quite gotten into alignment with, whatever that is. Breathe in. Now give yourself these 10 minutes that we're going to do these exercises to anchor to your truth, to anchor into your universal support, and to really get clear on what's really meant for you. the life that you are meant to live. Keeping your eyes closed, take 3 deep breaths. Listen to any distractions, any matter, any chatter in your head, and just let that go. Let your breath take it away. Breathe deeply. Let the chatter dissipate. Let your breath come in. Present yourself with spirit, with source, with the universe. Feel yourself in that. And invite this incredible energy to just surround you and be in the midst of it all. Now see it above you, below you, and all around you. Feel yourself connected, connected to the source, connected to the universe. Really let that love come in, what like Barbara was talking about. Feel the love just coursing down every cell of your body. Let yourself feel supported. Let yourself feel valuable. Remember that you matter. Feel that in your blood. Feel it in your cells. Now feeling so blissfully connected to the universe, bring up your number 1 goal, whatever that is. Invite the essence of manifestation to bring this dream forth. Getting healthy, getting well. Ask the universe to make that clear. How would the universe make your vision a little bit clearer? What would be different? Breathe into that. Really see it for yourself. Breathe into it. Allow it to surround you. Breathe deeply. Even if it's just a little flicker, let it surround you. Even if it's just faint, bring it in, call it in, spend more time with it. It's going to get clearer and stronger. Get super clear, super strong. Continue to breathe into this gorgeous space. Connect to that vision. What would it look like? What would it feel like? What would having this do for you? With your eyes closed, I invite you to see yourself fulfilling this dream. What would it look like? See yourself. Once you've made this divine purchase order, the one you're putting out to the universe, once you've brought it to fruition, you're so healthy. You're full of joy. You're in your ideal body with massive energy, massive joy, massive love. You start to feel yourself so healthy and happy. You feel fantastic. You're now living your amazing life. Really get that vision in. You start to feel yourself being able to do everything you want to do and totally love your life. Feel it, feel it, feel it. You're feeling so good. You're feeling so happy. Let those feelings penetrate every cell of your body. You did it. You're so happy because you made a profound transformation. Breathe that in. Other people in your life, they're so inspired. They're saying, wow, you did it. How do I get some of that? You're inspiring other people because you have made this amazing transformation and you can keep it forever. Breathe into this incredible gratitude for yourself. Really, really bring that back to you. Have gratitude for you, that you've taken care of yourself. You've really made a difference. How does that feel? You're filled with so much gratitude. You did what was necessary. You took all the steps to make this a reality. Start to acknowledge the power that you have on the world because you've created this dream, this vision. It's not just for you. You've increased the energy of the world. You know you have freedom in your life now to choose whatever you want to, however you want to live. Start to feel and see those things. You've always said one day or someday. Feel those things that you've said someday. See yourself doing those things now. Breathe into today. Today, you have everything you want, you need, and desire. You're feeling an enormous freedom, and it feels so good. You're feeling so good. You can do what you want to do. You're elated. You're filled with the force of freedom. You've manifested this dream. Feel it in your body. You are now divinely inspired. See yourself in the truth of you. Claim it. Claim it as being real. Thank everyone that helped you with this dream to get from where you were to where you want to be now, and you're there now. Breathe into it. Be thankful with gratitude to Spirit, to the universe. This is what it means to connect to the universe, to know all things are possible. You're saying yes to yourself at a higher level. Breathe into this. It's real. See yourself in the truth. Own this. Breathe. Take a nice deep breath. Feel yourself ready to take a few more deep breaths. Move your body around. Breathe some more into that central channel. I'm going to leave you with yourself for a moment. Just feel it in your body. Recognize that you can create your ideal body and your ideal life. Feel it. Just about 30 more seconds. Stay with it. Seeing your ideal body and whatever you need for your life. You can do it. You've transformed yourself. It is so wonderful. See yourself there. Breathe in. Know it and own it. Be so in love with your life. Love with your life. And I'm going to bring you back now. Coming back. Coming back. Wiggle your fingers. Wiggle your toes. Get ready. Open your eyes. I'd love to hear how that was for you. And if this is something that you could practice every single day, because the more you practice this, the more your body, your neurotransmitters are going to see your life differently and things magically change. You get into your ideal body and your ideal life and your body heals. Those limiting beliefs go away. So who would like to share about the exercise? Or if you have any questions, we have about 10 minutes left from all of the material, so we can do a little Q&A. What happened when you did this meditation? Or anything else you want to share?
Always the meditations make you feel peaceful. They always make you feel peaceful. But it was almost at one point where I seen clouds floating over my head and just going fast by. And just, my vision always is, there's a field in South Lake Tahoe that I love. And I always can see myself standing in that field. And at the time it had like yellow flowers all around it. but it was what I was feeling for me was complete, you know, I was in my ideal body. I felt, I had my no mobility stiffness. I felt flowing and I felt energetic and I felt like, you know, I could almost do anything.
That's beautiful, Barbara. Now,
Yep.
you said your number one goal is to start doing more for you.
Right.
Did you visualize yourself doing more for you and not taking care of everyone else?
Mm-hmm.
What was that like?
I didn't really visualize that.
Okay.
That
So
wasn't.
the other visualization is fabulous. But generally, we skip over what we really want, especially if we're a great caretaker like you are. And if you want to change that, it's about seeing yourself differently in that goal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So great job. It's so fun to float. And if you'd like, I can record this and send it out to everybody because it's a pretty powerful meditation. And I can make it shorter, you know, like 5 minutes. And you can do it every day and see what happens because your life changes.
That would be great.
Yeah.
It would be great. Yeah.
Christina, how was that for you?
It was just like a super bliss. Like I could feel myself like smiling and just enjoying all of the music and just the feeling of being kind of like whole.
Being whole is, if your hormonal issues were to vanish, would that make you feel whole?
Yes.
So seriously, it's not all about food. And I love to emphasize that because everybody thinks it's about eating all this right food. So I'm going to record this for you. I don't know if I'll get it done tonight, but I'm going away for the weekend. So maybe Monday I'll get everyone the recording and you can try it on. But you can do your own too. Sometimes it's better in your own voice, but try it on and see what happens. Tracy, would you like to share about what happened to you in that meditation?
It was very calming, but unfortunately we have thin walls in my house and my children are fighting and screaming, so I was really trying to push that away. But it was really hard, but initially it was very calming, and I definitely need some calm in my life, clearly. But yeah, that I just felt in a place of calmness. So
beautiful, a place of calmness. So I just want to invite you to, my previous life, when I lived with a very ill husband and a crazy kid, I only had one, I didn't have two, so I don't know what that's like, but I needed lots of calm. So I would wake up 10 minutes early. And I don't know if that's a possibility, because by the end of the night, I was so tired that, I would just wake up 10 minutes early and do my visualizations, because I was into them then. I used to say, business is great, people are terrific, and life is wonderful. And that year I was salesperson of the year. So I don't know if it was me and it was a coincidence, but I like to call it bringing in the universe. So I'll record this for you guys, but I'd love to see you meditate to that once a day or something like that. It can be your own, and see how things change, because you can create magic. You can create miracles. Penelope? So
I unmuted myself. Yes.
We have to get Penelope's opinion, because she's always so profound and wise. How did that go for you, or would you like to share anything?
I think for me, I think it's a wonderful exercise to bring everyone back to the understanding that they're perfect. And they came into this world perfect. And the only thing that is taking away their perfection is how they, what they think about what's going on in our lives. So I think for me, it's a beautiful way to find that spot of understanding that you came into the world with all these amazing gifts, and you can choose to use them or don't. And that at that moment, when you calm yourself down, just essentially you feel the truth. And the truth is that you're absolutely perfect. And all will shuffle out if you can get in alignment with that. And that's why I think this program is so amazing, because it introduces that.
All about alignment. I love that word, and I love that feeling. So just to say, I got you into a different feeling place. So even if you don't bring your inner guides in and all of that, even if that is woo-woo, which it is for some people, get yourself in alignment. Breathe and feel yourself being aligned, because that can really, really change your life. Everything's energy. So when you bring that energy into alignment, your body feels aligned. You have something called chakras in your body. Some of you may know about chakras, some you may not. I see some of you shaking your heads. And the chakras, they need to be open. And when they're not, when they're closed, that's when we develop illnesses, diseases, all kinds of aches and pains in our bodies. I'm not saying that's all it is, but I know I feel a lot more energized when things are flowing in my life. So we have about 4 minutes left. Would anyone like
to? Barb looks great.
The what?
Yeah, so your face looks leaner.
You do look really good.
Yeah, you do. You look like you're just getting very lean, my dear.
Oh, thank you.
What's
Do
different?
you feel that way?
I feel I feel pretty good. I do.
Tell us what you've been doing.
Yeah. I mean, you look really good.
I was thinking that too. Tell us what
Yeah,
you've
you
been
look
doing,
really
Barb.
lean.
I got a new haircut. I
gotta get mine cut too. Gotta cut my hair. But no, you look very, very lean and healthy. Very healthy.
Thank you.
Skin looks good.
Thank you. Oh, I'm just gonna keep you with me all day.
Well, that just goes to show you that things are getting better, right?
Have you, Barbara, have you been doing anything different? What have you been doing differently? Or what in this program has been that you've been following that you feel like it's been helping you? Because it's definitely showing in your body.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my skin is definitely better for eating better. I mean, I have a ways to go, that's for sure. There's just so much about, the things that you say, Kathryn, about how you feel internally and how it's hard taking time for myself and I shouldn't say it's not. It's like I get up in the morning and I journal. That's the one thing, is like I'm religious about my journaling and quiet time, prayer time. I kind of haven't done too many meditations, which I really need to do, because this just every time I get here, I'm like, this is like peace. It brings that peace and calm to you. So I need to get back to doing that. But I mean, I try to eating, I'm trying to eat better. I am trying to, do some things better and drink a lot more water. I'm actually up to, which, I mean, I've never been able to drink half of my body weight, but ever. And that one, I feel like I drown. No, I'm kidding. But probably I'm up to about, for me, it's really good. I'm up to about 55 ounces of water. So I think that helps my skin. It's helped my skin. Because I used to have some rashes. And
mix it with cucumber juice.
Yeah, so what's in that?
Cucumbers. I don't use a juicer because I don't like them. I have to clean it. So I just you didn't hear us, but just about a month ago, I started drinking cucumber juice. And I can't believe the difference in everything in my body, my energy levels. But it's cucumbers, and I blend them in my high-speed blender. Mm-hmm. And then I don't use a juicer. I strain it through a mesh strainer with a paper towel in it. Okay. And it takes about 3 minutes. And I drink that all throughout the day with water, and sometimes I just down it. But it's
put the water. You dilute it with water and drink it all day?
I don't. I mean, it depends. Every day is different. And I was sharing at the beginning, I'm very clean and I eat really clean, and I never had to use deodorant. When I started using the cucumber juice, I had to start using deodorant, which indicates to me that it was getting toxins out of my body at a very, very deep level. So I'm going to keep drinking it.
Wow.
I'm thrilled. Right.
I have a question on flaxseed.
Uh-huh.
So on the flaxseed, you really do need to grind that, right? Because if you just eat flaxseed, it comes out just like flaxseed. Is that right?
So because of
You
the
have to
hard
grind it.
shell, yeah, the hard shell in flaxseed, if you eat it, you're going to be getting a lot of fiber, but you're not going to get any of the phytonutrients or any of the great properties. And flax seeds are one of the best things for hormonal balance. But for me, grinding it was always kind of a chore. I would maybe put it in a smoothie.
Right.
I just throw them in my mouth and chew them.
Oh.
And I chew them really good, really fine, and they grind out like that. So whatever works for you. I kind of like it. They kind of get gummy, like gum, like wheat would if you chewed it. So you can try that, or just stick them in your smoothie, or grind them up. But don't buy flax seeds already ground. Flax seeds go rancid really, really quickly. And so you don't want to buy them already ground. Yeah. So.
And you keep them in the fridge, right? That's what I've done.
Oh, definitely, because otherwise they'll go rancid really quickly. So we're just at 8 o'clock. Penelope and I have a great announcement, so watch for it. For those of you that are graduating, it's really, really a fun invitation to help you continue with this. And so watch for it. I know some of you on the call have just started, so this isn't something that you would enjoy, but just watch for it. And we would love to see you. Please reach out with questions. And I look forward to seeing everyone soon. Love you guys.
Thank you. Thanks, Kathryn.
Thank you,
Kathryn.
Great evening. Thank you all. Everyone's doing great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Christina.
Bye-bye. Bye, Kathryn.
Bye.
Bye.